Today, I'm challenging myself to be more intentional with using my phone, particularly social media, and not get stuck doom scrolling. I've really been focusing on reducing screen time and increasing the time I spend on my creative projects wherever I can. Today is one of my days off work, and usually that's spent playing with my daughter at home, reading books, and going to the park. Sometimes we go to the library, play centre, or visit family, but today was more of a chill day. When it comes to making time for creative projects, whether you're a mum or life's just busy and you're constantly tired, I found a few things that have made it much easier to stay connected to my hobbies and keep making progress. One of the biggest things I've learned is to simply change my expectations. I've stopped waiting for the perfect window of free time. If I keep waiting for that large chunk of time, I'll likely be waiting forever. Instead, I try to knit for 10 minutes while my daughter plays, or spend 5 minutes threading my sewing machine so it's ready to use. I might aim to read just 2 pages a night instead of 30 minutes of uninterrupted reading time. All these small efforts add up to something greater, I promise you. As someone who feels tired really easily, the idea of getting all my things set up just so I can actually work on my project is a barrier in itself. If your space allows it, leaving your current project out and ready to pick up where you left off makes the process so much easier. And honestly, sometimes even just regularly seeing my projects around the house helps me feel connected to that creative side of myself. Yes, the house might look a little more cluttered because of it, but I also love looking around and feeling like my house reflects who I am. If I find myself too exhausted to work on something that I plan to work on, I do my very best to not guilt or force myself into doing the thing. I want these creative outlets to feel fun and fulfilling, so it's important that I allow myself to listen to my body and trust that I'll do it when I'm feeling up to it. There's absolutely no point in putting tons of pressure on yourself. It defeats the whole purpose. So it's like 12:30 now, and this is when my daughter usually goes down for a nap. I'm just watching her on the monitor. She's kind of yelling, kind of singing to herself, so we'll see how that goes. But usually once she's asleep, she stays asleep for a good 2 hours. Hopefully I haven't just jinxed that. But 9 out of 10 times we're all good. And this is the time where I usually decide whether I'm gonna focus on my creative projects or just sort of unwind and watch some TV. Today, I'm actually going to split my tasks. I'm going to spend the first sort of 45 minutes doing some housework, because I don't know if you can see behind me, but the kitchen is a shit show really. And if I don't do it now, I'm not going to get time until the end of the day, and at the end of the day I'm usually so wrecked I can't do any serious cleaning. So now's our chance. And then we'll spend the next hour of the nap, so the second half of the nap, doing something creative. So this is the main pocket that I get in the day where I get to actually have complete free time, and then the next lot of time is usually after she goes to bed at night. By then it's subject to what I have energy for. So yeah, let's get this kitchen clean. Took so much longer than I thought. It's been over an hour and I've got about 30 to 40 minutes left in nap time if all goes well. I'm just going to enjoy my cup of tea and I'm going to do some knitting. I thought I would do some sewing, but I feel like I just want to sit on a couch and I want to watch some YouTube and I want to knit. But I'll show you my current whips. I'm currently working on this fisherman style beanie. I'm just following a tutorial by Sheep and Stitch, I think it's called, on YouTube. If you've ever used YouTube to learn knitting, you without a doubt know who she is. She's like the OG queen of knitting YouTube tutorial videos. But I didn't even buy a pattern. I feel like the video itself is more than enough. I'm more of a visual learner anyway. I'm using 4.5mm needles, whereas she recommends 4mm needles, so I'm hoping this isn't too much bigger because I'm quite a tight knitter anyway. So pretty excited for that. One of my goals before I turned 35 was to knit a beanie. I'm a pretty big beanie wearer and I love beanies, and I feel like they make good gifts as well. So I've always wanted to learn, and I'd psyched it up in my head quite a lot and I was really nervous to start, but now that I've actually started, it honestly is so far going pretty well. I do have one hole in it. I don't know how it happened, but that's all right. Overall, I've really relaxed into it and I'm really happy with the progress. When I have the energy to stand up again, I'll show you my second whip. But for now, I just want to knit. I'm currently doing 1x1 ribbing, so knit one, purl one, and it's actually coming along way faster than I thought it would. This one might actually take me less than 3 months to make, like all my other knitting projects so far. And by all my other knitting projects, I mean the other 2 things I've made so far. This is my 3rd one. But I have to knit, I think it's 8 inches. I need to calculate how much that is in centimeters, but still a fair bit to go, and then I can start the decreases. So yeah, I'll show you my next whip I'm working on. It's just these really cute Elio baby pants. They're basically toddler barrel leg pants. If you've watched my previous video, you would have seen that I've made one pair of these already, and my daughter's currently obsessed with Spider-Man, so I'm making a Spider-Man pair naturally. And I've cut all the pieces out and I've labeled them just with some masking tape, just to help me remember what part of the pants they make up. I don't know if it's necessary, but it helps me. And currently just zigzagging all the sides because I don't have a serger and I don't want it to fray. And yeah, hopefully later tonight we'll get some time to start sewing these. Excuse me. Let's change your nappy. So I literally just filmed this and I plugged the mic into the wrong port on the camera, and so I'm having to film it all over again, but that's okay. So full disclosure, it's actually the next day today. Yesterday I was beyond wrecked by the time dinner was done and the kitchen was tidy again. I could not do anything. So I just went to bed early. Today is a new day. My daughter is napping her afternoon nap again. So I've got a good hour and a half left of that, and we're going to do some sewing. So before we do that, I thought that it would be a good idea to chat about just my thoughts on why I'm doing this doom scrolling challenge. So for a really long time now, I've found myself being super attached to my phone, like a lot of you watching, I'm sure. I constantly needed to feel my phone in my pocket, or I need to know where it was in the room. I need to have it close by. Why? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm like, we have a codependent relationship. Anytime my daughter would look away while she was busy playing or while she was nappy, literally any opportunity I got, I would check my phone. And even if there was no notifications, nothing at all, I quickly click on Instagram and do a quick scroll. And it's honestly like, I'm so sick of it. It makes me feel sick at this point. So you know that that's a sign that it's time to do something about it. So yesterday, I'd say I was fairly successful in not doom scrolling on any social media app. I only let myself go on YouTube as a background thing while I was doing knitting or cleaning the kitchen. I'd say I was mostly successful because I did accidentally or like without realizing open Instagram, open TikTok, and then be like, oh my God, what the heck am I doing? And then just quickly get off of it. There was a couple of times where I'd hold my phone and then catch myself before I clicked on anything, and I would just sort of stare at my home screen for a few seconds and then put it away, which is just sad. But hey, we're not striving for perfection here, we're striving for progress. So yeah, it was one day, but we've got to start somewhere. Today I have not been as successful. Better than most days today for sure, but I did go on Instagram a little bit because it's my brother's birthday, so wanted to post a little something on there, but otherwise I haven't wasted too much time on it. The danger zone for me is really when my daughter naps. That's when I usually waste like the first 20 to 30 minutes on my phone doing literally nothing that needs to be done. And I could be using that time for something that actually fills my cup, as opposed to making me feel drained and just gross. When it comes to how I've been feeling these last sort of one and a half days, I do feel a little less pressure on myself to check my phone. I feel a bit more present and a little bit more patient with whatever it is I'm doing, whether that's having a conversation with my husband or playing with my daughter. I let myself take a little bit more time with it rather than rushing through it so I can get back on my phone, which is just sad. But anyway, that brings me back to today. We are going to do some sewing, as I mentioned before. There is more housework to do, but hey, housework ends when we're dead, so it will never end. So I'm going to let the laundry sit there today. That's fine. And I'm going to do some sewing. And yeah, let's go.